Welcome back to the garage. In front of us is proof that it will not snow this winter. I bought this used. If you ever have a chance to purchase something from a Caterpillar engineer, do it, because it's like brand new. But with all small engines that I've purchased or new or used or whatever, I prefer to know how many hours it's been running. With this, it'll probably run, I don't know, here in the Illinois, maybe a couple minutes a winter. It doesn't snow very much here. And now that I bought this, it's not gonna snow at all. That's the way it works. But how do you know how many hours it's been running? Well, you need yourself one of these. Well, one of the two that are in this box. A Inductive Hour Meter, waterproof hour meters. There's a red one and a black one, because I do like these. Here's the red one we're gonna put on here because it's Craftsman red, not quite. I don't know if the Craftsman trademarked their color like Caterpillar did, and here's a black one. Black would certainly blend right in, right? But we're gonna go bold. We're gonna put this red one right here, brother. We're gonna make a statement. I do like my modifications to stand out so I can remember that it's there. You know, the engineers went through a lot of trouble to not have stupid bits hanging off the sides of things. So when I put a stupid bit on the side of a thing, I kind of want to know it's there. So we're going to put a red one right there. So how does this thing work? Well, let's look at what's in the package. There's this. It's already on. There's no on-off switch. It's sealed with some very shiny sealing stuff. It's got a little warning here saying, hey, there's a battery inside. Not that you could replace it because without tearing this whole thing apart, you cannot replace the battery. But I suspect the battery lasts a very long time. Very long time. What else is in the bag? In the bag is a length of wire. This is the bag in which I keep my various lengths of wire. And a twisty tie. You might think the twisty tie is just, you know, a twisty tie to throw away. Don't throw the twisty tie away. It's part of the process. Set that right there. And then just it's wire, right? So how does it work? Oh, and there are a couple screws in here. We're gonna use these screws too. Don't lose the screws. So how does this work? This is the meter. It shows hours in tenths of an hour. And this wire here slides into this slot here. It seems kind of janky, right? Why isn't it more positively affixed? That's just the way it works. It'll stay. And this end of the wire will wrap around the wire that goes to the spark plug. And as electrons and whatever are going blah like this through the wire to the spark plug, there's an inductive charge that occurs and travels up the wire into this little detector here. And sure enough, when this detects an inducted voltage, this starts blinking and this starts counting. It's not RPM dependent. It's just, is it firing or is it not firing? And then the clock starts a ticking and it's tenths of an hour. So let's install this thing, huh? So these inductive hour meters work on just about anything with a spark plug. On this, this bad boy, spark plug is right here. And all you gotta do is essentially wrap this wire around the spark plug wire a few times. 5 or 6, I believe, are the instructions. So that's what we're gonna do. Let me shine some light on there so you can see it. Let's go. We're gonna wrap this around, oh, I don't know, 5-ish times. It's important to avoid the hot parts of the motor. So, you know, we don't wanna touch any metal with this. That includes when we wrap it as well as when we run it up to the sensing unit. It's 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, and just a little bit more. We do want a little bit of a tail there. Uh-oh, I don't do needle point either. Oh no. It's kind of tricky. It's okay, you can, you know, if you get it all tangled up and you don't want to show anybody, just don't record it like I am. All right, so I got that wrapped around about 5-ish times. And I'm gonna take this otherwise useless bread tie, right? the one that actually came and wrapped the wire, use this to tie that on, just like that. Isn't that clever? The packaging becomes part of the system. That's nice. That's nice. And that is good and solidly placed there. Great. Now we got to run all this up to the sensor unit and connect the sensor unit up there. For attaching this unit that came in the little bag with the wire, I'm going to be using a little bit of a drill. You could probably get away without pre-drilling, but that's okay. I'm going to make my life a little easier. I'm going to use these black zip ties, varying lengths. These are a little bigger than I need, but that's okay. It's what was handy. I can always cut them down to size. You're going to need a little screwdriver. That's a Phillips, because some screwdrivers don't actually fit in this hole very well. So you need a somewhat streamlined one to be able to turn that screw. And of course, you're gonna need something to clippy clip off the zippy zip ties when you got them cinched down the way, the length you want. Or you could just use scissors. You know, none of this fancy stuff is necessary. You could probably figure out and improvise as needed. All right, so we just wrapped that wire around that spark plug wire, and here it is. Now we're gonna run it up to where we wanna put the sensing unit.
Thought I had it smooth installing, needle was the goal. Film was rolling wrong, now there's this big old hole. Snowblower blues, I'm feeling down. Miss the shots all around.
Okay, time to drill the holes. How do I know how big a drill bit to use? Well, you just compare it against the screw that you're gonna drive and make sure that it's a little bit smaller. This one is, it's 1/16. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. Everything is gonna be fine. Here we go. Oh, I'm talking with a screw in my mouth. Hang on, here we go. Right in the center of that green mark. Let's see if we can do that again. Nice. That's nice. I'm not even going to clean that off. So that's going to fit right there, and that's going to be great. But you'll remember that this wire has to go in the back of this doohickey here. So we're just going to plan that. I'm going to gently set that in the back there in that little groove. I'm going to move it over there. I like all that. That's fine. A little bit of that is okay. So I'm going to set this in here based on what we pre-tested. And I'm going to just kind of pull it, push it. Pull it back and forth. You don't need a special tool. You could use maybe a screwdriver or something to mush it in there, or even a bit of a zip tie. Just give it a little bit of a poke. Let's get it all the way in there so it doesn't work loose. When it's all screwed on there, it's not going to have a chance to come out because it's going to be captured in between the device and the thing you're screwing it onto. I have two little itty bitty screws that there's a 1 in 10 chance I'm going to drop one of them. I'm going to take it, I'm going to drop it right in the hole. I'm going to take the other one. Oh, almost dropped it. Drop it right in the hole. Now you can see them. See them down there? Oh, they're so cute. I'm going to get each one started. I'm not going to do the whole job. I'm just going to get them so they don't fall out when I bump it or whatever. Use a little screwdriver that fits in the hole. That's actually a little bit of a trick to find one. All right. The first one, of course, that I could see went in easy. Oh dear. The first one went in easily because I could see what I was doing. So if you go around to the other side and can see the hole and get the screw guided into the hole that you pre-drilled, it's easy as pie. This goes right in. I'm gonna hand tighten this. Don't cinch it down like a mission to Mars. This plastic will you'll strip this little plastic thread that you've created in this plastic facade here. Screw it in until there's no gap. Now, I have done a couple of these, so I'm pretty confident this is going to work. But if this is your first time and you're not really sure whether or not you did it right, don't start cutting and tightening things up. Test the engine first. Make sure that the hour meter is registering that the engine is running. You'll see the little H blink, but you won't see the number turn because it's every 6 minutes it goes to the next 1/10 of an hour. So you'd have to keep the engine running for about 6 minutes to see that number change. But you will see the H blink. Now that you know that the H is blinking when the engine is running, awesome, we can tidy things up. So I'm going to tighten up this top one because I never want any more extra play there. So I did, I cinched it up. You don't need to, don't cinch it so hard that it crushes the wire, right? Wink. And then this one, I don't need any play here. This is a straight shot, so I'm going to just go like that. In the event that I need to cinch it up, I do have a little thing I can grab there. But here, in between the post and the spark plug, I'm gonna let it be a little floppy. I want it to give. If I accidentally grab it with something, I want it to play a little bit. So I'll cinch that up just enough so that it doesn't wobble around. Cut that off, and voila. The only last thing we might want to do now is trim off the extra bit that comes out the other side of there. And leave maybe a little, I could make that neater, but whatever. That looks all right. Does it look like factory? No. Does it look okay? Yeah. Does anyone care? Absolutely not. It's fine, and it's going to tell me how many hours the engine is running now. So I can I can amortize the cost of this used snowblower across the number of hours that I've used it, and then feel good when I've hit the 300 mark. That's going to feel great. I think it'll take a lifetime to run this for 300 hours. Maybe 20, 30 seasons. Who knows? But there you go. That's how you install an hour meter on a small engine, specifically a snowblower.